stories abound in the state system. ATM's appetite for in-depth, unbiased and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program, in order to bring government activities to the doorstep of the people. Now, let's go through the highlights of today's reports. In Rivers State, analysts advocate for judicial sanctity, integrity in service delivery. In Anambra State, police rescue kidnapped victim, recover gunman vehicle. In Enugu State, Nigerian Red Cross commends Governor Mba. And on crime, Abba Kyari granted bail after months in detention. We will take a short break, and when we return, we go straight into the details. Stay tuned.
Get ready! As Morrison Communications Limited proudly presents Children's Day Celebration,
dance competition,
drama competition. Parents, teachers and children alike, don't miss out on the fun with Uncle Clown bouncing castle as we cut the Children's Day cake. Admission is just 2,000 naira per child. For participation and sponsorship opportunities, call us now 0806 673 8689 and 0810-634-1777.
This event is proudly sponsored by the Last Mall Hotel and Resort with Atlantic Television Network and 99.5 Wish FM Port Harcourt, Lesuka Event Center, Gate Place Hotel, 8 Ball Hotel and Lounge, These Expressions Arts.
Special guest appearance, Hilda Dokumo, Children's Day Celebration 2024.
From the line across the ocean.
Up and down like this now.
I hope nobody carry belly.
Why you ask? Oh?
Because this road where they see so it no guarantee safe delivery.
We just vote for government, but we not get good government.
Okay, I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
Yes, now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I hear, I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
Madam, sorry, please don't call.
We found the laptop you said is 1.8 million naira.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fadehi Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television.
Welcome back. Now we dive into the details for today. Analysts have called for the protection of Nigeria. Speaking on Atlantic Television Open Conversation, a socio-political analyst, Don Okbaraji, spoke on the need for judicial harmony and sanctity as a means to foster dependency between the people and the system.
It is the duty of the judges to protect the sanctity of the court. And that goes a long way. When a litigant begins to fall short, if I know that if I go here, it will not favor me, I will go and do my own. Because you know that one way or the other, something will be given to you. The court was too fast. We should even ask ourselves, when was this matter filed? When was this matter filed? Were all the parties in this matter, were they represented? Were they served with this process? It's not that is usually, the court usually gives quick and fast decision about. Because it's not.
Professionalism among judicial officers.
For them to, for the judges, from what the lawyer said, for them to allow themselves to be obviously, aligning into the glaring of the public, the Nigerian masses that are watching, for you now to jettison the integrity of the temple and align with where your interest lies. But as a human being and as a political being, there is no there is no law that is binding you from taking side, but let it not affect your judgment. Because of your profession, because people look up to you, you have to live above board.
This is coming after the River State High Court, sitting in Port Harcourt, chairman of the 23 local government areas in the state, 2024, which extended the tenure of local government chairmen by 6 months after the expiration of their tenure as invalid. There is more news, but don't forget you can connect with us and watch us on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X, formerly Twitter, w.atlanticnetwork.tv. Men of Tanita Security Services have nabbed a V6 200 horsepower engine speed. Tantita Security Coordinator for Ubodede and Ifiekboro communities, Samson Uwase, said the boat was intercepted at the Ogunu Creek in Warri South local government area of Delta State, has been impeached. The Speaker was impeached by the 17th member of the House during Wednesday's plenary over allegations of misappropriation of funds. The impeachment motion was moved by Effium Ekarika, who represents Calabar South 1 constituency. The motion was seconded by Omang Charles Omang, lawmaker representing Bekwara State constituency. The impeached Speaker, Ayambem, was elected Speaker of the 10th Cross River State House of Assembly in June 2023. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State has inaugurated a 9-man digital economy as well as small and medium enterprise SME advisory committee to aid the Ministry of Digital Economy and Small and Medium Enterprises Development to effectively drive the state's economy. Oti, shortly after inaugurating the committee members at Government House, Umahia, the state capital, urged them to assist in the creation of state policy for digital economy and SME development. The governor, represented by Caleb Ajagba, his chief of staff, identified technology as critical to the overall development of society and urged them to create programs that would help in the incubation, growth, and success of startups and SMEs in the state. The Abia State Governor, who congratulated the committee members on their successful selection, reminded them that they were painstakingly selected based on their pedigree, while assuring them of the government's support in carrying out their assignment effectively. Commissioner for Digital Economy and Small and Medium Enterprises and Chairman of the Digital Economy and SME Advisory Committee, Matthew Ikuruibe, noted that Abia is blessed with numerous potentials and stated that they were not going to focus only on training, but also on providing solutions that would help drive the economy effectively in the digital space, in line with the vision of the state government. Ikurube thanked the governor for finding them worthy to serve and promised that they would not betray the confidence reposed in them. 2022 Access Bank Overall MSME of the Year Award winner, Vice Chairman Nana John, Uboaja Samuel Ikenawabara, Reverend Father Sam Skalu, Odikwa Ndubisi, Odum Ngozi, and Elizabeth Chijioke, a special assistant to the governor on digital economy and SME, who will serve as secretary of the committee. Operatives of the Anambra State Police Command have foiled a kidnap attempt in Umuchiana village, Ekulobia, Aguta local government area, rescued the victims and uncovered the government's operational vehicle. The spokesperson of the command, Ikenga Tochuku, in a statement on Thursday, 23rd May 2024, attributed the rescue operation to technology-driven and rejigged personnel operational position on the anti-crime approach of the Commissioner of Police, CP Nahe Obono Itam. Ikenga, a superintendent of police, further stated that officers responded swiftly when they got the report at about 4:30 p.m. on 22nd of May 2024. During 2024 of the abduction along Umuchiana village, Ekulobia, Aguata local government area. During the hard chase by the police team, the criminals shoved the victims out of the vehicle at Indike village in Urumba North, a local government area, and drove off for escape. The officers sustained the trail on the abductors, and the criminals abandoned the vehicle along Umenze Road, Urumba South local government, and ran into a nearby bush. Operations are still ongoing for the possible arrest of the hoodlums, the police image maker said. The Commissioner of Police, while hailing the gallantry performance displayed by the operatives, assures Indi Anambra that the police and other security agencies will do everything within the law to ensure they deny criminals the opportunity to foment troubles and regroup anywhere in the state. The Nigerian Red Cross Society has commended Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State for coming to the aid of its orphanage home, formerly located at Holy Ghost area in Enugu metropolis, pending the completion of renovation work at the new facilities secured for it by the state government. Governor Mba has also assured the orphanage of his government's commitment to support it, saying the welfare of every Enugu child matters to his administration. Recall that the original facility of the orphanage of the Nigerian Red Cross Society, David Orphanage Home, Enugu, where the children are temporarily settled, the Secretary of the Nigerian Red Cross in Enugu, Tony Udegbu, said, although the past days were challenging, it was heartwarming that the governor came to their aid immediately he learned about their plight. On her part, the Enugu State Commissioner for Children, Gender and Social Development, Mrs. Ngozi Eni, said her ministry responded in time with the high value the Mba administration placed on children's welfare. On her part, Director of King David Orphanage, Agudiegu Ngozi, said the children were in good hands and would receive the best of care according to the tradition of the orphanage and the expectation of the governor. Association of Tourist Boat Operators and Water Transport of Nigeria has called for the fight against crimes on the Lagos State waterways. President of the group, Tarzan Balogun, who disclosed this in Lagos, said, with the security challenges in Nigeria, the waterway had become alternative routes of escape for criminals. He said the federal and state governments should, in addition to deploying more officers, provide the necessities for them to function effectively and efficiently and assure smooth operation and provision of new speedboats with big engine horsepower and improved maintenance. Balogun also said the illegal and brazen activities of pirates, kidnappers, and bunkers on the waterways had become unbearable, while calling the state and federal governments to team up and address, stressing that the inauguration was part of moves to combat smuggling, piracy, oil theft, and other illicit activities plaguing the maritime space. The flag officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral M.B. Hassan, during the inauguration of the operation, said the exercise was to protect the nation's economy. Ondo State High Court was thrown into confusion following the death of a septuagenarian whose real identity is unknown. Headquarters of Ondo West Local Government Area to bear witness in a case involving his friend. A court clerk who pleaded anonymity told our reporter that the 70-year-old man suddenly collapsed inside the court while the case was mentioned for appearance. It was gathered that the policemen from the Enu Owa division in Ondo picked up the corpse and deposited it at the morgue. Fumilayo Odunlami Omisanya, public police PPRO in the state confirmed the incident to newsmen. She said it is being investigated, stressing that the case had been transferred to homicide section of the police headquarters in Akure. Officers in Kaduna State Government Secretariat located on Independence Way have been destroyed by a fire outbreak in the facility. According to an eyewitness, Malam Ibrahim Mohammed, a civil servant with the state government, the fire started at about 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday. He said the cause of the fire was yet to be ascertained, but it was suspected to have been triggered by a power surge. He said no life was lost, adding that only office furniture and some other equipment got burnt. The government has not released any official statement on the incident as of the time of filing this report. Kano State House of Assembly has adopted a motion to recall the Kano State Emirate Council Amendment Bill. This was sequel to the deliberations on the floor of the House during a plenary session presided over by the Speaker Alhaji Ismail Falgore, and a motion of urgent public importance moved by the Majority Leader Alhaji Lawan Dala, who urged the House to support the motion to move the state forward. The motion of urgent public importance was seconded by the member representing Dawakin Tofa, Shuaibu Rabiu. This is coming after the Assembly had in 2019, during the administration of the immediate past Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, approved the creation of 4 additional emirate councils and bringing the number of first-class emirs in the states to 5. While in September 2020, the House passed the Emirates Council's Amendment Bill 2020, which made provisions for the Emir of Kano to serve as the chairman of the Council of Chiefs, putting the issue of rotation to an end. The group also called for the reinstatement of the former Emir of Kano, Alhaji Mohammed Sanusi too. Benue State Governor reverence to beautify the town. He says, apart from the fact that flowers brighten and beautify the environment with a range of colors, which is exactly what his administration is out to achieve, flowers also have a calming effect on the mind and can help to create a peaceful and relaxing environment. A statement by his chief press secretary, Sir Tessel Kula, the governor restated the warning to those who refuse to heed his earlier orders and the plots of the network. We will be back after this break.
Kasali, I hope my car don't ready. I get interview in 30 minutes.
Guy, you don't ready. I just the last minute instruction where you give me yesterday. Now in the cause more delay.
Which instruction?
Maybe now you say make
electrician.
You're electrician.
Yes, no.
So you call Kasali electrician, make it come help you adjust your meter, make it for no read again, Abi. So you said you want join people where be say they no want they pay NEPA bill again, Abi. Oga, you know good now. You don't use you don't behave like all these stiff people.
What you change from your motor? What you change from?
Full light. Fuel gauge. Speedometer.
For what you know, you for come over home my motor. I better identify for me.
Okay. Now don't do something we corrupt. And something come backfire. Now go come they find how to dodge them.
What you talk?
They greet you.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fadehi Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
What you want to buy?
Potato. Small baskets. I want plantain.
But why your plantain can't hard like this? Why?
Madam, now the outside hard. Inside there, it is very soft.
Madam, wallahi make I no buy am. Make I show you something. What? What in be this one? Madam, this one now the chemical where they put on for the plantain make I ripe up.
So you dey put chemical for plantain where people go chop?
No water, no be chemical.
Water. You know say Pela I don't talk and say enemy drink come.
Where you collect that water drink am?
I just stop finish. See my belly. After it don't big. I just stop drink water finish.
Wait, can drink come now. At the sell am plantain I go come put am for chemical because I want to make a ripe go. That one I talk and now corruption. Corruption. Not be for this kaswa, come not be for this country. Now me take am.
Corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fadehi Foundation, the market.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
They are not picking our calls. They made up their mind.
To Nigeria, Her Excellency Anika Han Englud, at the FCT Administration Secretariat in Abuja, highlighted the importance.
With her, and we see that there are many things we can do together. I also would like to commend you, Honorable Minister, for what you're doing here in FCT. We see all this.
Anika Han Englud said her country would like to strengthen the bilateral relationship it has enjoyed with Nigeria over the years, adding that Sweden has a comparative advantage in the area of digital telecommunication and transportation management.
From you to Amanda, Secretary of Health, and have told me their discussions with them as it relates to health.
Officer of the Ogun-Oshun when the then Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi retired from the service. Abuja has granted the former commander of the Force Intelligence Response Team, DCP Abia Kari, 2 weeks bail after 27 months in detention. Kyari is expected to conclude his mother, Yachila Kyari's burial rites. The court subsequently set Friday held by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency following his arrest over 2 years ago on February 14th, including Abba, who was the eldest son. While Abba Kyari was not able to attend his mother's burial, residents of Borno State turned out in large numbers to pay their respects to Yachila, who was buried according to Islamic rites the same day. In 2022, the Police Service Command, the NDLEA, also declared Kyari wanted over alleged links with an international drug cartel. Femi Babalola, spokesperson for the NDLEA, alleged that Kyari and his intelligence response, Ola Opa, has called for the phasing out of higher national diploma H&D programs techniques in Nigeria. At a dialogue organized by the National Board of Technical Education, MBTE, in Abuja, Ola Okpa proposed a comprehensive overhaul of the educational system to address the professional conflicts between BSc and BEd Tech and H&D holders. Referencing a 2007 memorandum from the heads of polytechnics and colleges of technology, Ola Okpa suggested converting polytechnics into campuses of nearby universities, with major polytechnics evolving into full-fledged universities of technology. Central to his proposal is the abolition of HND qualifications while retaining national diplomas as entry requirements for the restructured university and technology school system. He envisioned establishing two distinct streams of BSc and BTech, with BTech programs focusing on practical skills development tailored to meet industry demands. Olo Opa commended institutions like the First Technical University, Ibadan, while exploring avenues for collaboration. In conclusion, Olo Opa's proposals advocates for holistic restructuring of Nigeria's higher education system to bridge the gap between academic theory and practical skill acquisition. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called for the deepening of regional economic communities to drive integration and trade ties among African nations to strengthen democracy and accelerate development across the continent. Tinubu made the call during the summit on the state of democracy in Africa, Abuja, seeking the revitalization of sub-regional blocs like the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, East African Community, and Southern African Development Community, as vehicles to usher in an era of robust intra-African commerce, economic growth, and job creation. Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, said the immense potential of the African Continental Free Trade Area can only be realized when there is concrete economic integration and collaboration of the different sub-regional levels. Promote sustainable and inclusive economic growth, including human capital development, as well as value addition in agriculture and agro-island sectors. President Tinubu explained that reinvigorated sub-regional cooperation is critical to the successful implementation of the path breaking by harmonizing rules and regulations to facilitate the free movement of goods, services, and people. Central Bank of Nigeria has ordered all bureau de change operators to reapply for licenses to sustain Naira's appreciation against the dollar. The Apex Bank disclosed this on Wednesday in a statement signed by the Director of Financial Policy and Regulations, Haruna Mustafa. Recall that the Apex Bank issued draft guidelines to BDCs in February, during which it resumed sales of foreign exchange currencies to the FX parallel market. Since then, the bank has released FX 3 times to BDCs operators to defeat the Naira. The Naira appreciated against the dollar until mid-April, when depreciation set in. For the past 4 days, the Naira had continued appreciation against the dollar, trading at 1,062 Naira 59 kobo per dollar on Wednesday, from 1,465 Naira 68 kobo on Tuesday, representing a 3.09 gain according to FMDQ data. The tripartite minimum wage negotiation meeting involving organized labor, the federal and state governments, and the organized private sector, OPS, on Tuesday ended in deadlock, following labor's dismissal of the government's 54,000 Naira offer as expected. Labor leaders also lamented the absence of state governors in the meeting to present their offers, as their representatives said they had no mandate. According to sources, labor leaders insisted that the federal government has not made an offer and that it appears the government is not serious. According to Labour, the 54,000 Naira only falls below the 77,000 Naira salary its workers are earning. Before the meeting adjourned for today, it was agreed that governors must attend to make presentations. Confirming the development, a member of the Tripartite Committee on the National Minimum Wage, Professor Theophilus Ndubuako, lamented the absence of 6 governors who represent the 6 geopolitical zones, stressing that it would not only augur well if any agreement was reached with all the governors. Professor Ndubako reiterated the May 31st deadline Labour had given to the government to conclude negotiations. According to organised labour, what the government offered is reduction in income for federal level workers who are already receiving 30,000 naira as mandated by law, augmented by the former President Buhari 40% peculiar allowance of 12,000 naira and the 35,000 naira wage award by the present government, totally 77. Reacting to development yesterday, the Campaign for Workers' Democratic Rights called on Labour leaders to mobilize workers for sustained mass action to actualize living wage and end all anti-people capitalist policies. The government's negotiating team had earlier remained adamant, but had to take a short return from the short break to increase its offer to 57,000 to match OPS's offer. The government's negotiating team on Tuesday offered a minimum wage of 54,000 naira. Recall, the OPS had earlier upped its offer to 57,000 naira it presented during last week's meeting. Some of the government's team members at the meeting included the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, Minister of Budget, Atiku Bagudu, that of Labour, Nkiruka Onidiocha, amongst others. On the side of the 6 governors that are members of the tripartite committee representing the 6 geopolitical zones, none was present but the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, came briefly and left. Senate has resolved to convene a national security lasting solutions to the nation's pressing security challenges. The resolution was made on the floor of Tuesday's plenary. According to the lawmaker, the summit will provide a platform for heads of security agencies, governors, traditional rulers, social-cultural groups alongside civil society organizations seek solutions to escalating security threats across the country.
From you to always there for you. My Monday Secretary of Health and have told me their discussions with them as it relates to health and other environmental issues.
Yes.
We are willing at any time to collaborate and cooperate, partner with other interested companies who will contribute for the symbiotic relationship of the two parties. Sweden, country known for its agriculture, is there, so we will be willing to partner with some companies who are interested to also be in a city to invest. Tourism is one key area that people would like to see how Abuja is. Areas, I have been to countries, I know what transportation is all about. So we'll be happy if we can partner together and develop some tourist centers, companies who have the capacity and the capabilities. So we want to say that we're here. If there are problems you think we should be able to solve, don't hesitate, but letting us know on time. Let us also thank you for appreciating the little we are doing in terms of the infrastructure. And also you let you know that probably before you get married, you get an invite from us to join Mr. President to ride on the metro line on 27th, which is on Monday.
Okay.
And it would be very interesting for you to see what the Renewed Hope agenda is all about.
My people from my senatorial district came to me during Salah. Our life is under threat. As a senator representing them, I tell them to go and see the governor. The governor. Unfortunately, the governor was not on his. Went back. A week later, they were attacked, and 20 of them were killed in Dan Umaru village. And then we rushed to go and condole them. We agreed with the Nigerian security when we were here that certain places that are prone to attacks, they will establish front bases there. In my senatorial district, they have identified 3. They've set up 1. That one alone has reduced our banditry by more than 80%.
Ruling on the motion of the killing of innocent citizens in the state, President of the Senate, Senator Gospel Akpabio, said the summit will be held after a minute silence in honor of those that were killed. The Senate also resolved to set up an ad hoc committee.
Benjamin James is confident